everyone. So now we are back with our second segment of the day, and we'll start with another topic. So that is Dandamar police versus the role of technology. So technology has evolved leaps and bounds in every field of life. India too is on the rising curve as far as adoption of technology is considered. However, there are still miles to cover when we examine the growth and adoption of technology in policing. Decaying infrastructure and archaic equipment in the arsenal are taking their toll on the quality of policing. Today, we are here with ex-DGP Vikram Singh Sir and Wing Commander Sushil Kumar Sir to have further insight on the status and future course of correction. I welcome both of you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
धन्यवाद. नमस्कार, जय हिंद. डॉक्टर विक्रम सिंह साहब को हमारे बीच पाकर मैं दोबारा यही कहूंगा, मैं गौरवान्वित महसूस कर रहा हूं और बहुत ही हर्ष और उल्लास के साथ मैं सर आपका खैर मकदम वेलकम करता हूं सर. वेलकम टू आवर शो.
धन्यवाद विंग कमांडर सुशील कुमार जी. प्रीति बेटा, मैं कितना गौरवान्वित स्वयं हूं, आह्लादित हूं, पुलकित हूं, मुदित हूं, मैं स्वयं नहीं व्यक्त कर पा रहा.
आज हमारी जो विवेचना और डिस्कशन की जो टॉपिक है उसमें एक टेक्नोलॉजी कैसे आए और कैसे हमारी भारतीय पुलिस को एक डंडा होल्ड करने वाले पुलिस से एक इलेक्ट्रॉनिकली सफिशिएंट और इलेक्ट्रॉनिकली प्रोफिशिएंट पुलिस फोर्स बनाया जाए, इस पे कुछ हम डॉक्टर साहब से इनके ख्यालात और इनके ज्ञान लेंगे. सर, मैं शुरुआत करूंगा. आई लाइक टू बिगिन विद आस्किंग बिफोर वी मूव ऑन टू द टेक्नोलॉजी सेगमेंट one simple question that's a human psychology, the behavioral question. Sir, how do you expect to sensitize especially the constabulary to be more humane before they adopt technology? That is the first question, sir, I would like to start with, sir.
Absolutely correct, because the man behind the machine and the philosophy behind the man and the philosophy and the priorities of that human brain are immensely more important than the technology that that individual is handling. Therefore, the human material is of paramount importance. Therefore, any organization that needs to excel, grow, and evolve positively will focus on the human resources and ensure and take pains that they are the best, humane, and also lifelong learners. Today, every police officer, the basic qualification should be a lifelong learner.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
And sir, the selection procedure has remained static. You appear in a physical test, you go for some kind of written test on subject material. Why have we not adopted the psychological evaluation process, which is being followed by military all across the world? I don't know, sir, it might have come into the selection procedure, but I'm not aware. So can you, sir, highlight something on that issue, sir?
You'd be happy to know that it has started with very many police forces at multiple levels. But the fault line is that it is not structured. It is not uniformly applicable from the level of constables right up to the IPS. And then it is not that it should be done only at the level of induction. It should be there at multiple levels. Psychological tests should be there, not only at the starting of the career, but almost every year or every 5 years, if not more than that, with greater frequency, because it is an imperative with the stresses and the tensions building up within the force. It is imperative that the psychological parameters and the psychological turmoils must be known to the organizations. As Carl Jung had said, that the human mind oscillates between sense and nonsense. Therefore, it is imperative for the organization to know what is the level and mental stability of the individual who's working for the organization.
Sir, what kind of technology can be immediately introduced without going into budgetary constraints or authorization or audit requirement? And what should be the second phase of induction once a new plan has been formulated and approvals have been taken or scales have been built up, sir?
Wing Commander Kumar Sahab, my career, I would say, was divided into two levels. Initially, when I joined service, it was said, a good police officer is one who's a half butcher and half human. अच्छा पुलिस अफसर वो है जो आधा कसाई है, जो आधा इंसान है. लेकिन but it is good that those days are over. Today, a police officer has to be cent% human. There is no scope of even 1% butchery in the policing, because we are policing our own. We are policing our own countrymen, brothers and sisters. Therefore, this axiom that one has to be a half butcher and a human are the things of the past. The only technology that was known to the police till about 1980 was the crime kit box in the police station, the wireless set, the 303 rifles, and the lathi. And the indigenous lie detector in every police station, that is the illegitimate danda and the dynamo to pass currents, etc. But that is all of it. When I started the UPSTF, we inducted the state-of-the-art technology that was available anywhere in the world. We were the first and the pioneers to use electronic surveillance, thermal imagers, infrared aiming devices, and the state-of-the-art weaponry and technology, IT-enabled tools, and direct interception by remote transmission, going and accessing emails, computer system, and also using all varieties of bugging devices. There was no need for me even to touch the most hardened anti-national elements from the Harkatul Mujahideen or the ISIS or those dreaded crime syndicate warlords, because the technology gave me everything that was going on inside his mind. And even I could go behind and look behind his eyeballs also. That is the power that technology gave us. Therefore, it is only childish and insane to touch a person who's an accused. Only novices do it. People who do not know their jobs do it. A professional police officer will keep on smiling, and at the end of the day will not only convict the warlords and the criminals, but the convicts and you will never hate each other. Because technology has given you the power to know so much in a scale of 1:10. Third degree will only give the police officer 2 out of 10. And this technology will give you 10 out of 10. This is the level. The conviction rate of STF is almost 10%. The success rate is almost 10%. And one doesn't have to. Whereas there is not a single case of human rights violation in the STF, not one case. This is the wonder of the use of technology. Robotics, big data analytics, and other aspects of the IT-enabled tools, they are incorporated in the matters of policing, and you would see for yourself that the miracle and the transformation, the qualitative and the quantitative leap that policing has taken. Facial recognition softwares, analysis of CCTV. I don't have to be present. I just have to install the CCTVs, and the software will tell me and red flag me who is doing what and where, as it is in Singapore, in Hong Kong. You will not find a single policeman anywhere. But the moment I put my hand in my pocket and try to pull out a pistol, somebody in the control would know that something is not normal, and in matter of seconds, somebody will come and take me behind bars in no time. This is the level of the miracle and the added dimension what technology has done. And this is, and everything, you will have the budgetary constraints. We in the STF did not have much budget, but we worked on our own and we managed to do it. We got everything available. What software were available for crores and thousands of rupees, we were able to get ourselves from what is this place? Palika Bazaar, Ghaffar Market, and Nehru Place at almost 1/100th of that price. We got those software and IT tools. But where there is a will, there is a way, Commander Kumar Saab. Where there is a will, there is a way. We lived off the land. We got our weaponry, we got our things. And the government was kind enough to give us AK-47 series of weapons, night vision devices, the state-of-the-art third-generation bulletproof jackets, and the rest is history.
Mm-hmm. Sir, as you have rightly said, we need technology. And this brings me to another question, sir, that as you have also accepted that we are still, many of us are, not all of us, but many of us are still using rudimentary methods in investigation, and that's why the conviction rate is very low. So I have a small suggestion, sir. Why can't we have a dedicated cadre, one for the policing part and one for the investigation part? And you don't do an inter-transfer like we do. Today you are in CBI, tomorrow you go to NIA, then you come to the narcotics board, then you come back to law and order. Why are we not restricting this kind of interdepartmental transfers and have a proper cadre for each kind of things?
Fantastic observation. I would say that policing, especially investigation, is both an art and a science. One has to invest a lifetime to be a good investigator, develop his sixth sense, develop his sense of imagination, making things alive in the scene of crime. And it is not that one develops it in a day or in a year or a couple of years. It takes decades to become a skillful investigator. It will be a tragedy if a skillful investigator is sent to a paramilitary force as a commandant, because he has invested decades in getting the requisite experience to make him a skillful investigator, and he becomes a valuable asset to the department. Likewise, you'll be happy to know the Supreme Court in its recommendation. The recommendation number 4 is separation of investigation with law and order duties. There should be total separation. One who is investigating will continue to investigate, and one who's a part of the law and order will continue to have the law and order as his specialization. Today, we are living in the days of specialization. The bungling that has happened in the Sushant Singh Rajput case is a classic example. Sunanda Pushkar case, Arushi murder case, they are classic examples. What a skillful investigator could have done, and would have turned the tables on the media and the criticism. What was in fact a turning point in the law of the police department could have been something to be legitimately proud about in all the 3 cases. But that was not to be. This is the tragedy, because we did not invest enough on the skills of making a person a good investigator.
Sir, one final question before we wind up, sir. What is your take on the commissionerate system of policing, sir? Is it effective? Is it good? Or it is just a supernumerary kind of thing?
No, it is very effective. And commission after commission, including the Dandamar Commission, have said, and even the Britishers, you may recall, had all the presidency towns that would have included Calcutta, Bombay, Madras as police commissioners. They were not fools, because they knew that the delay and the chain of command have to be requisite to cater to a large population. And this is exactly what the Dandamar Commission had said. And today, wherever the police commissioners are there, they are success stories. Give them the powers, give them the trust. As it is, there is hardly anything that the police officers cannot do. Trust them with issuing arms licenses, with other licensing procedures, and also trust them with inquest reports and giving them the requisite authority to enforce 144 of the CRPC, etc. And you see the miracle happening. I think it will be in public interest to have police commissioners as recommended by very many commissions.
Thank you very much, sir. And it was really a pleasure and privilege to have you with us tonight. And it has given us a deep insight into certain things which we don't get otherwise from the available media or the newspaper reporting. Thank you once again, sir.
God bless both of you. I'm returning much wiser. I have learned so much from both of you. Take care. Wonderful to have interacted with wonderful people like you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Good day, sir.
Thank you. Good night. Good night. Good night. Thank you.
For more such discussions, like, share and subscribe our channel, and also hit the bell button for our upcoming videos.